So, hi guys, welcome to the MMA UK news. Obviously, myself, Stoomboy, as always, MMA UK BJJ show. So, talking about SGI8. SGI8 is going to be Saturday, the 9th of October, Maryhill Community Halls. It's going to be a fantastic event from start to finish. Going to kick off with the 8-man tournament. Now, I believe the brackets for that has just been announced earlier today. I believe, if I'm right, first fight will be Nathaniel Montgomery against, I believe, Dylan Noonan. Dylan is now probably got that wrong. Dylan Noonan. Let me just quickly double check. Dylan Nooney. Sorry. Dylan Nooney is Team Torres. So Dylan's taking the place of, I never ever got this guy's name right, Vasilios Beluxis. So, which is probably the reason why he's pulled out, because I keep getting his name wrong. But listen, Vasilius is out and Dylan is in. So I believe first fight of the night will be Nathaniel versus Dylan. So tickets, as I keep stressing, are only available from the Scottish Grappling page through Eventbrite. The reason for that being a council building. Council have a very strict track and trace in place. So as I said, unfortunately, there will be no tickets at the door like there normally is. So make sure you're not disappointed. Make sure you do get the tickets beforehand, because this is going to be an absolute cracking event from start to finish. So my next guest, obviously, Miguel Alvarez, 10th Planet in Glasgow. Miguel's going to be coming up against, I believe, Thomas Hepburn, Rick Young Academy. You guys will probably know each other. I mean, obviously, they're both absolutely fantastic grapplers on the local scene and further afield as well. So Miguel recently came off Evolution of Combat, had a fantastic match against David Sharp, where Miguel was pretty much all over him for most of the fight. And then as they just start, one move that David Sharp got, and unfortunately that was over. But as I say, Miguel put David Sharp in places that I have never seen him and other people had never seen him in before. So a fantastic performance by Miguel on the night. So Miguel, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
Cheers, man. Thanks very much. Not bad. Yourself?
I'm good, sir. I'm good. So this is a 10th Planet event. I think you guys have got 4 people on it on the night.
I seen Keith Kavanagh, got added yesterday. So
yes,
I've heard about him coming up on the scene before, like in events in Ireland and stuff. So I'll be keen to watch him, see how he gets on in the 8-man tournament. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, Keith's absolute solid competitor, and yeah, he'll be training out. I think he was out he mentioned trained out in Alabama. So obviously being an Irish boy, going over and coaching in Alabama, and I think he said it was Decatur, 10th Planet Decatur. So so obviously he got introduced to obviously the American style of jiu-jitsu, of grappling and stuff like that obviously 10th Planet push out as well. So so yeah, he's definitely a good addition to that 8-man tournament. So obviously fingers crossed he does well. So, and then obviously you and a couple of other boys as well. Got Jack Gillis. Jack Gillis, obviously last minute replacement at Evolution of Combat, obviously beating Barry Monroe. So Jack, I think we're going to speak to Jack tomorrow. I know that he'd asked for the fight against Shawnee Stewart, and he got it. He's definitely got
it. I watched his like after match interview. It was quite good. So he's putting himself out there, which is probably the right thing to do. Do you know what I mean? Getting these big matches, looking for title matches and stuff. So it's definitely the right way to go about it. So it's obviously caught certain people's ears.
Definitely. And that's one thing about you 10th Planet guys. You guys don't shy away from anybody. As obviously we know about yourself. We were talking about the Fit Expo you were in. You went in, you said you're under 75, but you put your hat in the absolute, coming up against obviously some big monsters.
Yes. Owen Lisley, who's on the 8-man card, I came up against him first. The guy's an absolute monster. Carlson Gracie, is it? Brown belt?
Yes.
It was a tough match. I managed to get the decision victory against him with 2 omoplata attempts, but he was in the driving seat for the most of the match. I was just trying to keep him at bay and trying to get the odd submission attempt in, but it was a tough match.
Yeah, and your boy Kenny as well, Kenny Haswell. I know we chatted to him just last week as well, up against Gavin McQueen. So we've got Kenny, we've got yourself, got Jack, and obviously Keith Kavanagh. So definitely definitely 10th Planet well represented, going to be on the 9th of October.
It's shaping up to be a cracking show, so I'm actually looking forward to competing on it and obviously watching it as well, watching the other matches unfold.
Yeah. And you're on quite late as well. So are you going to get to see some of the matches beforehand? Because I know that you're what third or fourth last fight of the night. So are you comfortable enough? Because I know a lot of people get very nervous. They don't like watching. They kind of stay away. What about you? I mean, what's your feelings like going into matches?
I do like to sit around and watch a few matches about 45 minutes before I'm on. I like to just kind of disappear, get into the zone, get a wee warm up on, get some heavy panting, just get a tiny wee sweat on. Do you know what I mean? Just try and get in the zone a wee bit. But yeah, I like to try and stick about, watch a few matches if I can. I love watching grappling. I prefer watching grappling over like the likes of MMA and UFC and stuff. So
and it's good as well. I mean, the competition's obviously been back open. I know we had, I think it was 18 months where we had nothing. We didn't even have any training, no competitions. Well, when I say training, obviously some guys were still training in bubbles and things like that, which was to be expected. But we didn't have the full training capability that we normally do. And then again, more recently, Scottish Grappling, taking a gold medal there as well. So I mean, how is it for you getting back into competing? Is it important that you're staying kind of regular on the competition scene?
Oh, definitely. That last, like the whole of the time we were off for COVID, just if anything, it gave me a long time to think. Just how short time is, do you know what I mean, and how we have to basically keep ourselves going because our athletic career is not very long. So I'm just trying to get as much competitions underneath my belt as I can at the moment. It's all about experience of getting in there. I think getting out there and competing is a skill in its own, I think. And you're only really going to learn that by just getting yourself out there as much as possible.
Yeah. And what are your competitions? I mean, your majority submissions. So you're always going for the submissions. So, because I know when you come into certainly local comps, I think I was talking to someone, Barry Monroe, earlier today, and we were talking about like IBJJF rule set, where IBJJF you'll get a lot of point players, so guys that will play specifically for points, whereas obviously the style of jiu-jitsu that you come with, you're always going to be looking for that finish.
Yeah, definitely. I actually, believe it or not, I actually quite enjoy doing the IBJJF like points kind of competitions because it forces me to bring up other aspects of my game. I believe it'll make me a better rounded grappler. So I still go in with a submission in mind, but obviously I can't go for heel hooks and just straight ankle locks, but it forces me to maybe come up for sweeps, focus on my wrestling and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I actually quite enjoy the IBJJF style competitions. Like I still never go for points right enough, but I always go in with the mindset of going for the submission.
Yeah. And then your fight, so your grappling match at SGI, how did it come about for you? So how did you find out about it?
I think James McIntyre put up a post about coaches just contacting him if they're wanting, like any of their students were wanting matchups. And so Stephen basically messaged them with a list of the guys who were wanting on the show, and it just basically unfolded from there. Like I got offered at Thomas Hepburn and at my weight. So yeah, I was quite happy to take it. It's nice to fight someone like at your kind of own weight, and you're not fighting bigger guys, and not that I mind, but it's nice. Nice matchup.
Yeah. And what do you know about Thomas then in regards to competitor and so on?
Not to sound too disrespectful, but not actually a lot. I know he's been on SGI a few times before. I've actually fought. It's one of his teammates. I forget his name now because it was a few years ago. It was actually on the first SGI8.
Right.
His name slips my mind. We were both blue belts at the time. I think he's moved on to purple now. I forget his name from Rick Young's, but he was definitely a technical grappler. So I'm expecting like a technical matchup. So looking forward to it.
Definitely. As you said, it's good to get somebody your own size, own weight, and get a fight against them rather than fighting some of these giants that are out there at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. And then obviously going forward for you then, I know we spoke before we came live. Obviously you've got potentially Naga coming up the end of,
Yes.
I think, 23rd of October.
Yeah, we're trying to juggle it between Naga and obviously the Ashley Williams ADCC camp. That's about a 4-day camp. I think it's mid-November, so we're discussing whether we're going to do Naga or go down to that. It's just money for the travel and accommodation and stuff. So, but we've definitely all booked tickets for the ADCC camp that Ashley Williams is putting on. It's a cracking lineup. Him, Fionn Davies, and I think it's Owen O'Flanagan. I'm probably messing up his name, probably mispronouncing his name. But they both just got golds at the ADCC trials. So I think that I'm pretty sure all the Ashley Williams put up the other day that all the tickets are sold out. So it's probably going to be stacked. With some of the best grapplers all over the UK heading down to that. So I'm really looking forward to that. So it'd be good to get some experience rolling with like all of these different guys, different levels. You know what I mean? So
I mean, as well with competing, because obviously you mentioned Naga having a different rule set, IBJJF being a different rule set, ADCC and so on. I mean, how difficult is it for a grappler to adapt to the rule set of each competition that you're going into?
I suppose like a couple of weeks out. Well, obviously once I've signed up to the competition, I'll generally start working a game plan towards that rule set for like the 2 or 3 weeks before the competition, and then just every day in the gym trying to implement that game plan, what I'm going to do for the specific rule set that the competition is going to be. So try to just try and focus on the competition at hand and take it from there. Really. I'm in the sub only mindset right now with SGI coming round, which kind of favours us, as you know. 10th Planet guys would just prefer sub only, so no points.
Definitely. I mean, I love you 10th Planet guys. I mean, I'd say I got to see Jack and Scott and yourself at the last Evolution of Combat, and even seeing Evolution of Combat, I know that Eddie Lopez and things like that. So, and you guys are always exciting to watch. I mean, you never really come in a boring fight because, as I said, everybody knows what you're coming to do. You're coming to submit them, and not a lot of people can do anything to stop it.
Definitely. It's cost me. It's that kind of strategy's cost me a few times in the past. Like obviously against Dave Sharp, but that's the style I go for. I'm always going in. I'll never ever go into a match and stall. I always go in trying to hunt for the submission. And obviously sometimes in the past it's cost me, but I'd rather put on an exciting match than a boring one where people are falling asleep on their seats. So that's our mindset at 10th Planet, always to hunt for the submission.
It's definitely an exciting style of jiu-jitsu. I mean, anytime you watch any 10th Planet guy, as I said, everybody knows what they're about to do, or what they know they're coming for submissions. But as I said, not a lot of people could stop it. So that's definitely going to be an exciting match between you and Thomas Hepburn. So what about you then? Anybody you want to kind of shout out to? So any kind of friends, family, teammates, anything like that?
Obviously, first of all, my mum and my dad, they've kind of supported me from the start. Like any endeavour that I've tried to pursue, especially this one, they've always supported me from the start, so that's meant a lot. My coach Stephen Thompson, he's been pivotal to my success. Liam Granger as well, a resident brown belt. He's been when I was living up in Fort William, I would travel down early in the morning, and I would drag Liam out of his bed to give me privates. So he's been pivotal for my success as well. Kenny, Chris McGee, Scott Miguel, Jack, just all the guys in the competition team. Yeah. And we've got a good squad of guys that are pushing me in the gym every week. So I think that's important to have, like good, be surrounded by skilled grapplers as well, because if it's too easy for you, I think you can sometimes possibly get complacent. So you're always on your toes at my club, I believe. Guys are always snapping at your heels, literally.
Nice. Well, listen, as I say, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you, Miguel. As I said, I managed to get to see you at the last Evolution of Combat. As I said, a very, very exciting fighter. So buzzing to see what you're going to bring on. And it's going to be a little bit different. I know that Evolution of Combat was in the cage, whereas obviously it's going to be on the mat this time again. So it'll feel a little bit more comfortable. I think that being in a cage, for me especially, I mean, being in a cage, it's a little bit alien to me, but being on the mat, I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Nah, definitely. At the Evolution of Combat, like I tried to, when we arrived, me and Jack went actually down to the cage. I think we got told that the matches were starting at like 5:45 or something, so it gave us like 15 minutes to try and feel the place out. And then Stephen, my coach, went and spoke to I think there was 2 of them running. I forget their names. Yeah. And he said, "Nah, we're on in 5 minutes." And we were like, "Shit, man." We were just trying to suss the place out, so I had to quickly go back, get changed. But I wasn't used to like the octagon and stuff. But it's just something with these shows I'm just going to have to get used to. But it was a good experience. I enjoyed it. And I definitely don't regret going on it. Hopefully I'll get on any future shows that they've got coming up as well. So
Definitely. Listen, Evolution of Combat puts shows on now that they're fully back open, and they've now got fans allowed in the doors, so they'll be putting on shows again. So definitely, I'm more than sure that Dan will be giving you a shout at some point, Miguel. So yeah, listen, guys. Miguel Alvarez, 10th Planet Glasgow, going to be up against Thomas Hepburn, Rick Young Academy. Saturday, 9th of October, Maryhill Community Hall. As I say, make sure you get your tickets from the Eventbrite page, because there is none on the door whatsoever. So it's going to be a great event. And this one here is going to be a fantastic match as well. So make sure you're sitting in your seats watching this, because you do not want to miss this one at all. All right. Listen, Miguel, thank you again, buddy. All right. Cheers. And I'll see you on the 9th, buddy. Okay.
Cheers, my man. Thank you.
Easy, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.